Hello everyone, welcome back to Magical Mondays. It's story time with me. I am Sara, and I'm very happy to see you here. Today's story is about Kanti's contribution. Some of you may have seen the poster, and I've asked, let's see who Kanti is. And you must be wondering who Kanti is. There's an elephant in the poster, but I would like to say that is not Kanti. So we're going to see who Kanti is. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the story. It is from Tinkle Digest. I'm crediting back. It's a wonderful story for children. It's a wonderful story for adults. And as I've written in the comments section, that take your pick, whatever message you want to take. You can write the message down in the comment section as well, and I'll be happy to read and respond. So I'll begin with the story. Once upon a time, there was a very lush green forest. All the animals lived happily together, and they would also have get-togethers and parties and potluck parties. So all the animals would get something to eat and drink, and everybody would perform something, some shows, and they would be very happy. So one day there was one such party, and the squirrel said, "Hey, look, I've got the choicest nuts that I collected over the winter." And she gave the nuts. And there were some birds who said, "Oh, look, we've got some delicious worms." And everybody was sharing their meal. And then came Kanti. Kanti flew over and he also came to the party. All the animals sniggered looking at him and said, "Hey, look, here comes Kanti with nothing as usual." Once again, Kanti had come without anything, and all the animals were making fun of him. They said, "Ha, of course he's going to eat the leftovers after the party." And Kanti was very upset. And when he came to the party, he left just like that and he flew back home. Meanwhile, the party was going on in full swing. Everybody was saying, "Oh, look now, Morna the peacock is going to perform a dance." And Morna spread all his wings and he began to dance. And looking at all the fun, Kanti from a distance flew back into his nest. And he sat down with a thud. Old Uncle Owl, who was there, woke up. His name was Uluk. So Uncle Uluk woke up and said, "Hey Kanti, there was a party. Why are you back?" Kanti said, "They made fun of me that I only eat leftovers. And I I can't take this anymore. The insults are too much." And so old Uncle Owl said, "But my dear, that is your role in the forest. What will happen if you don't go and eat leftovers? What will you eat?" Kanti said, "I will not eat at all." And Kanti began to sulk in his nest. He sat and he sat and he sat and he slept. And that is all he did for many days. Meanwhile, the side effects of Kanti not going out were being seen. The lion would come and he would kill an animal. He would eat his fill and go away. And the leftover animal would stay there. In about a day or two, the smell had begun to spread to all the parts of the forest, and all the animals were suffocated. They were falling sick because of the smell. And they all said, "Oh," Morna the peacock said, "Oh, I got this new eucalyptus um, oil freshener. I've been spraying it and it does not work." And the deer said, "Mama, I have a headache. Why isn't the smell going away?" And Bhola the bear was sleeping all day, thinking that if he would sleep, the smell would just leave the forest. And just then, all the animals got together. They were thinking, what should we do about this? And Viru the vulture landed and he said, "Oh, I'm so full. I'm nauseous. My stomach is going to burst. Kanti has to help me out. I've been eating, I've been starving myself." And that is when all the animals realize, "Oh, Kanti, that's what he does." and they all went to the tree where Kanti's nest was. And they were talking amongst themselves of how they would call out to Kanti. But Kanti did not come out even after hearing all the noise. Old Uncle Ulu got up and said, "Hey, you, what's wrong with you? Why can't you let an old owl sleep in peace?" And the animals said, "We're talking here so loudly, but Kanti isn't coming out of his nest." And Uncle Uluk said, "Why should he come? You've been nothing but rude to him." And then the animal said, "Yes, we know, but Kanti has to help us out. We are so sorry. We want to tell him that we really apologize to him." And and that is when Kanti heard the apology and he flew out of his nest. And all the animals asked him, "Hey Kanti, will you please come and help us?" And Kanti said, "Of course I will." And Kanti was so happy. And in his head, he was thinking, "Oh, I can finally eat again. This fasting unto death was too much to take." Oh, and Kanti happily flew and he went to eat his food after many, many days. And all the animals realized the importance of a crow of Kanti in the ecosystem, in the food chain. And this is the story of Kanti's contribution. Kanti may not have got rich gifts to parties, but his role was very important. And if you're telling the story to children, or if children are listening to this story, it's a wonderful animal tale where it ends with a certain problem and it comes back to a happy solution. And for adults, even for adolescents and teenagers, I would like to urge you to think from the social standpoint of how we treat people who belong to different castes, because in the Indian community, caste is a very important thing. So, and I think in a lot of other communities as well. So, how we treat other people, we can relook our behavior and critique it and see if what we think about other people is right or not. And if you get such insights, you can definitely write it in the comments section. And I have more stories on my YouTube channel. The link is available on the screen. It's youtube.com/Sara Stories, where I tell many more stories like this. I make new kinds of content. You'll find everything on my channel. And the link is also there in the description. You all can find it there. Please like and subscribe my channel, and I'll see you next Monday on Magical Mondays on this on this page. Bye.